Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through what you guys did beforehand ahead of time. So, first of all, we asked how many squares were in that image, and everyone got it correct, but in different ways. David, you were executed once for copying Sean because copying is communism. Um,
Yes.
so, plagiarism is bad. John was not happy at one point during the week. He had mentioned that he was not happy, and you were the happiness manager, so you were executed for that. Corey was also not happy, even though he no longer exists and never existed. You lose a point for that. Then you were fired as the happiness manager because happiness was inconsistent throughout the week, so you were executed again for that. And then finally, when we were all praising the friend computer, you were the last one to do so.
Yep. Yep, I was.
Then, so that was David. John was posted. You posted in a yellow emoji, which was the first reason why you were executed. You also spoke in all caps, which is reserved solely for friend computer. Then you did the abominable thing of swearing at friend computer, which you're doing again, so you're gonna get executed again.
No, you're not friend computer yet, you said.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
we're done. We're starting, sir.
Oh,
Then
all
the
right.
you used the GIF out of turn. Then you picked
No,
the
we
yellow
can't be
player
starting
color.
because we don't talk about being executed because your clone, once he's executed,
Oh,
never
that's true.
existed.
All right, I'll take it back. All
So,
right, and Nick, you were trying to submit an answer and it wasn't registering correctly, which is obviously your fault. So you were executed twice for that. And then I have one here for it's just, my note just says for being. I don't remember what it was, but there you go.
oh yeah, no, you wanted him to not feel left out.
Oh yeah, that's right. And
Mhm.
then Sean, you used a GIF out of turn once, so you were executed once. And I think that's the only time you were executed. So this
The
is
only
the
reason I used it out of turn two is because I was laggy at work. It posted wrong.
so the initial scores of us beginning the game. David, you are in last place with -5, tied with John. Nick, you have a -3. Sean, you have a -1. Let's
John, you and me.
go and
So did I get a?
race.
Did I just get executed? Is that I got 5?
That's you got
No.
5 multiple times. You got executed a 5th time because you chose the yellow color. I took away the 6th execution.
Good.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and hop us into the game here. Well, before we get any further, can everyone grab their token and just make sure you can move it a bit? You can also use the arrow keys to move it. Okay, everyone can move. All right, so you guys have had the wonderful experience of being promoted from a typical kind of plebeian worker within the facility of the Alpha Complex into a troubleshooter, which is the first security clearance level, which is red within the Alpha Complex. Friend Computer has promoted you, and what he has done is he has given you the best moment of your entire life by instilling you with this glorious honor. And you guys are being assigned to get your first mission. Every time that you consider act on treason, you will be executed. Every time you're executed, there's a little bit of a delay before your clone comes back. It's not a fixed amount of time, but it's basically like John, if you get killed, you can't immediately say something. It basically just means like take a 5-second break and let the next person go because your character was killed then. And so, and you guys are sitting there, you're waiting with bated breath. A green level security clearance man comes in. He says like, "Oh, congratulations, all. We're friend computer is watching us. Friend computer is watching you, and he loves all of us." And he smiles very kind of like, I'm gonna take you to the briefing room. He takes you, he kind of guides you, and he starts walking through the Alpha Complex, explaining to you all of the new fabulous things that you're going to be experiencing. There's areas of the complex you can go to now. It's kind of like a hospital where it's got like the colored lines on the walls going down in certain areas you can go to and certain areas you can't go to. And you are going into areas of the complex that you have never been before, and it is a sobering experience about how amazing Friend Computer is. He brings you to this kind of like I want to say like an entry hall is kind of how I would describe it. There's this kind of like cog-like circular door that's maybe like 40 foot across, 40 foot tall. that's kind of in front of you with, and like there's like a pit that kind of comes down and like a little walkway that kind of leads out to this door. There's like this track that looks like the door could kind of go on and stuff, and this looks like it's going to lead outside of the Alpha Complex. Perhaps for the first time in your guys' life, you'll see natural sunlight for the first time. There's kind of like a pause as you guys are standing in this room, kind of looking around and just seeing and waiting for whoever is going to brief you to enter. And then they do enter. A man walks in. He goes, "Ah, good, you're here. We've got a problem, and it's a big one. The controller chip for our water purification system has given up the ghost. We can't make a new one. The process is just too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, this area of the Alpha Complex is running out of water. No water, and then this sector of the Alpha Complex is just going to be gone. This is crucial for our survival, and frankly, I think you guys are the only hope we have. You guys need to go out and find another controller chip. We think we only have 4 to 5 months before we run out of water. We need that chip." He pulls out a map and he goes, "I have marked here another place where I believe you guys can get a chip. I don't think it's a bad place to start, but like, look, guys, just be safe, okay?" And says this to all of you as you're kind of standing there. He looks at you for a second, and he goes, like, "I guess we need to get you guys equipped with things before we do this. I guess before we go any further, do any of you have any questions?"
I thought we were done with the Fallout campaign.
He looks at you, his eyes kind of go wide for a second, and then there is an explosion in the back of the room. A man walks in, sets him on fire with a flamethrower. He burns the flamethrower, sets the guy on fire. He's immolated, he runs around, he screams, he falls down, and he's just dead. He walks up to you, Sean. He holds his hand out in order to shake your hand. He goes, "You are correct, sir. That was the end of this, and it is time for the next part of our life." Do you shake his hand?
Yes.
He grabs your hand very heartily and he shakes it and he's holding it and he's kind of moving it in front of you. And then he goes, "Well, it's time for the actual briefing. I'm sorry, you were sent to the wrong location."
What color is that guy's glove?
This guy, he's wearing black gloves like you see here.
Uh-oh.
He goes,
Oh,
he goes, the
How can Sean
actual,
touch it?
red is higher security clearance than black. And it's not totally...
That's a good thing to know.
It's not totally like you can't interact with things a certain color. It's just clearly designated things if you're messing with.
So what is the scheme, may I ask?
It's the rainbow. So Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet is kind of the order.
Okay.
Yeah. So he goes, "It's time for your guys' actual briefing. I'm sorry, you were sent to the wrong location. This is for a different game system. We're just not doing that at all right here. So what we're going to do, you guys have been designated to celebrate one of the most wonderful holidays in all of the Alpha Complex. What is your guys' favorite holiday? Starting with you, David. What is your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving? We're not celebrating Thanksgiving. John, what's yours favorite?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day? No. Nick?
Christmas.
Christmas?
Mhm.
So when you're celebrating Christmas, what are your favorite colors that are around Christmas time?
Mostly just the red lights and the red bulbs, you know?
That's my favorite as well. Sean, what is your favorite holiday?
Halloween.
Halloween? Well, you guys are going to be blown away because you're not celebrating any of that bullshit. You guys are celebrating the best day ever. It is Paperwork Day. It is this amazing day where you go through you get to have a copy of all of the paperwork you filled out last year, and you just fill it all out again, and then you send it off to Alpha Friend Computer, and he just showers you with joy of filling out all of your paperwork from last year again. What paperwork are you looking forward to filling out the most, David, from last year?
The tax form.
The tax forms are my favorite as well. I love how long they are and how tedious it is and how much additional modification you need to do in order. Like, you don't cheat on your taxes or anything, though, right?
Of course not. To cheat is treason.
That's true. Sean, what is your favorite paperwork you're going to be refilling out?
Urinal cake requisition forms.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so good. I like it. I love anything that has a lot of inventory and a lot of things that have any kind of, just counting things is wonderful.
Plenty of red tape to cut through.
I know, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, what is your paperwork that you're going to be so excited to do?
Oh, I can't remember the term, but it's like the death notifications. Like when someone dies and they talk like this.
Do a lot of people die around you when you're around?
In the military.
You were in the military? Why were you accessing firearms when you were only red security?
Not firearms, but the paperwork. So like if someone were to die, they hand out the letters. They call them like the scarlet letters.
Okay. What color are those letters?
Red.
Oh, of course. That's the best color for you guys to use. I use yellow myself. It's the best. I can't there's certain colors that I can't access as well, but you know how it goes. And John, what is your paperwork that you're going to be using next year, or filling out this year from last, that you're the most excited about?
The individual screw and washer piece for the entire complex for the year.
Oh, that's a very coveted position, and I am very excited that you're going to be filling that out again. Well, okay.
I'm honored to do so.
Now, because this is so important and it is so essential to everything that we stand for here in the Alpha Complex, we're going to send you to a resort in order to take care of this paperwork. We're going to send you to a glorious cabin. It's out in the woods. And yeah, it's just going to be, you guys are going to go there. Your mission is going to be to go there, fill out all your paperwork from last year, and then there's a mailbox there. You drop it in the mailbox, and then that'll be it. Then you just come and you can do the debriefing from there. Do you guys have any questions about this right now?
Yes, as far as mailing goes, do we need postage to mail it?
No, actually. The postage will be provided for you at the cabin. I don't remember if there's enough postage, but make sure you use enough postage, because if you don't, it could be very ugly.
How much postage?
Assuming we'll have red paper.
What's that?
I'm assuming we'll have red paper.
Of course you will. Well, in some degrees, we'll see. I don't know exactly what you guys will get, but yeah, you'll do that.
Do we know how much? Do we know how much the postage is going to be?
Aren't you guys accountants? You should have. It's fine. You know what it is. You know how much postage we need these days. It's totally fine.
Unless he was a filthy communist spy.
Wait, are you a filthy communist spy, John?
Absolutely not. Only a filthy communist spy would accuse someone else of being a filthy communist spy.
Is that true, Sean?
No, only a filthy communist spy would not know the proper postage for our work, as we do it every day, all day, every day. If he was not in our field, he wouldn't know this information.
That's true. If you filled out this paperwork,
only a filthy communist spy would not be precise enough to make sure that they knew exactly what was expected by foreign computer, and they would seek to undermine the natural order of things by accusing people.
Why? What's the color associated with communism normally?
Are you implying that red is this color of communism? You guys are all red security clearance. And he pulls his flamethrower out, and he goes, "Are you insinuating that red is communist and you're a communist?"
No, but it seems like someone might be undermining the color red.
He ignites the flame, and you burn alive.
Oh.
And he turns to you, John. He salutes you. He goes, "Thank you for doing your best to eliminate communism within our ranks." And he looks to you, Sean,
honor and privilege.
and he goes, "You're all right too." And then he goes, "Any more questions before I go?" All right, I'm out of here. See you later. And he takes it and he walks off. He goes, "Oh, wait. Shh, here we go. Take the golf cart out front. They'll take you to where the acquisition area is." You guys, I forgot to mention this. You guys are going to have a couple different roles that you need to do for this. So there's 4 jobs that you guys are going to be assigned to. And that's going to be your task for the evening. So who wants to be the costume coordinator?
Me.
Sean is the costume coordinator. Who is the team leader?
Me.
John is the team leader. All right, a hygiene officer. Who's going to be the hygiene officer?
I will.
David.
Pretty sure.
And then Nick, you are going to be the equipment manager. So that means you need to make sure that that everyone's equipment is in tip-top shape. If anyone's equipment fails for any reason, you're going to be held personally responsible. David, if anyone fails to brush their teeth, wash their hands, or do anything of the sort, also going to be held responsible and executed. Sean, everyone keeps a costume on at all times. John, you get to make the decision that nobody cares about. All right, let's go ahead and head on. Oh, and you guys have been given temporary security clearance to enter into the area where you're going to be acquiring your goods. And you guys go out, you hop in the golf cart drives, and it takes you to the area where you will be getting your equipment, which is this place right here. So what I need you guys to do, I need you guys to message me of whatever kind of equipment you're going to want. Like, again, secret societies are banned, so make sure any equipment that you get has nothing to do with your secret society or getting your goals in any way. Because if you had goals, that would be treason. So message me, and we'll take kind of a little thing of whatever you guys are looking to get.
Okay.
And unless I say otherwise, you'll probably get whatever you ask for. Because if you are implying for a second that Friend Computer does not have absolutely everything you could possibly need that's in this building, you'll be executed for treason.
Okay.
Sean, as the costume coordinator, do you have any ideas of what you're going to want people to be wearing tonight?
Oh, I already know. Yep. I was born for this role.
Let me make some notes here real quick. All right, I've gotten most of the messages. So, Sean, what costume are you going to be wearing this evening?
I will be wearing a red Power Ranger costume.
And what will John be wearing this evening?
A red Devil costume.
David?
David's obviously a lobster.
Oh.
And Nick?
Nick, I don't know you, so you got stuck with the red Teletubby.
Oh, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Okay, so you guys have sent me messages for all your private stuff that you want to get. Is there anything that you guys want to get for the group in order to do this? It seems pretty simple, right? You're going to go out to a cabin, kind of relax for a bit, and just fill out this paperwork from last year. So it should be pretty straightforward there. But yeah, is there anything you guys want to get before you go?
Well, I messaged you privately, but I guess don't care if everybody knows. 4 trick-or-treat bags.
Okay.
And filled with bags of Kit Kats. I give everybody...
Okay.
No, I give nobody that other thing. And then, let's see me for trick-or-treating. That's it.
All right.
As far as the craft supplies go, in mine, the paper, pens, ink, pencils.
Black is also an acceptable security clearance. So it's black and red are the 2 main security clearances that you can access.
Okay.
Where's
Just
white?
FYI. White is the absolute highest, and I almost executed for treason even for saying the word.
Ooh.
Okay, so we'll go with black then for those. But also, like, you know what? We'll get everybody a set of black and red.
All
So
right.
we'll have all the office supply up, get the paperwork.
Okay, as equipment manager, that sounds like a very good use of your task there. All right, so if there's nothing else, we can go ahead and hop back in the golf cart and head towards the cabin. And remember, if there's anything that you guys want to say or do behind people's backs or anything like that, message me at any time. Accomplishing your goals is how you get points and how you win this game. So you guys hop in the golf cart. Who is going to be driving the thing?
The team leader.
Awesome.
I feel like that sounds right.
John, why don't you go ahead and give me a driving roll? Go ahead and give me a driving check.
Which is what? What drive? What? Dice?
What? Are you asking about the rules?
No.
6.
Yeah, we
Perfect.
play
That's
now?
exactly what you needed. So you're driving on this thing and you're in the front and just kind of going through this. You're going through the Alpha Complex. You eventually go through these doors. You go outside. You're heading out through these hills. It's foggy. It's creepy, and everything about it seems very much it seems like a horror movie, right? Like it's just like Friday the 13th kind of thing is resonating with you guys. There's this kind of creepy music playing through the radio of the golf cart as you are driving. It keeps cutting out occasionally. But yeah, eventually it starts kind of coming in and you start hearing radio and news coming from the area. And it seems like near where this cabin is for you guys, there was an old insane asylum. And it sounds like they've had a couple breakouts recently. So that might be something that you guys have to deal with. Yeah, you guys are heading towards the cabin. Is anything you guys doing or talking to each other or doing anything on the way to the cabin?
He's not a rock. He's a rock. Lobster. Start singing that, humming the. Behind
I
David.
take my devil hat off.
Well, we all go a little mad sometimes.
You don't have a double hat. It's a onesie. It's one giant. It's all or
I'll pull
nothing.
it down.
Just your face is revealed through the little thing. All right. Okay. A voice comes in through the radio. It sounds like there is a two-way communication device that's within this. It says, "Oh, hello. This is the Alpha Complex psychologist. Just checking in to make sure everyone's mental health is doing extremely well. Who are the 4 people that I am speaking with right now?
Psychology is a communist practice.
Why? Well, hold on. Are you the team leader that I'm talking to?
No, of course not.
So why are you talking?
Because the team leader.
So
Who's this guy?
Who's the team leader?
John.
You. Oh, wait. Do you have control of your crew or not?
Yes, I do.
Why is he
Why?
speaking? Why is he speaking out of turn?
I just knocked him out of the cart and took the thing back because he wasn't speaking properly.
All right, Sean. Go ahead and give me a rolling out of the cart check.
Okay.
Higher is better.
Earl.
I did not see it. Is it? Holy crap! Make sure that you use the equipment provided for you and only use the dice that are provided. But you did get a
Give
2.
me any dice. He is failing at his job as well. which
Equipment
also
manager.
puts on the
Why?
leader.
Okay, so why is Sean using dice that's not within his little task box there? For one thing, Sean, you tumbled and you're dead. So Sean goes over the cliff
Why
and he
is
falls
he
over
a
and he's dead.
equipment manager?
But he did roll a die that was not provided in the dice box. Why? Why did you allow him to do this?
I knocked Nick out of the cart. For doing something wrong.
Nick tumbles out of the cart and he falls down dead, executed because of his failure as equipment manager, not providing the appropriate.
You should wash your hands after touching those 2 communists. Here's some soap.
I used some hand sanitizer in the car.
Nice, good job. Eventually, you guys catch up. Your clones hop back in the golf cart, and you're continuing on, going towards the cabin. The psychologist is still speaking. He goes, so what would you rate the mental state of everyone on your team right now, team leader?
High and absolutely ready to go
Have
to
you-
serve friend computer.
Have you noticed any signs of treason within your team?
Not at this time, but I'm actively monitoring to make sure.
All right, who is your equipment manager?
Nick.
Nick. Have you noticed any evidence of treason?
Not at the moment. No, everything looks good.
So you're telling me that when we were driving in this thing just a couple minutes ago, and I lost signal for you guys, What is going on? Why isn't this radio working better? Aren't you the equipment manager?
Yes, I am. I wasn't ordered to take care of that. Immediately
So it's
when we
not
got
your
in.
problem? Is that what you're saying?
It's not my problem.
So, friend computer, you were assigned to be equipment manager, and you're saying that equipment that is within your purview is not working properly, and that's not your fault?
I throw him out of the car.
John, friend computer applauds your quick and swift decisions on group interplay, and you are granted a point.
Thank you.
All right, you guys are approaching this cabin. The voice through there, it's still kind of like talking. It goes to Sean now. It's like, what's your opinion on how the group is being run?
Poorly.
That's treason because I was just rewarded by friend computer for my loyalty, and you're dismissing that. You must be a spy. I throw him out of the cart.
All right, go ahead and give me a throw check there, John.
Game over.
Nope, not enough. So he lunges at you, Sean, going to push you out of the cart. He misses, pushes against the back of your seat, and kind of slams you face first against the front of your cart. You kind of hit the thing. You reach over, you grab the wheel, and the whole thing is kind of just kind of going crazy for a bit. It tumbles, twists over, the entire cart completely falls over, and you land in front of the cabin. I want everyone to go ahead and make a death save to see if they survived. So roll a d20.
Okay, whoops. Oh, God.
Who rolled the 3?
That was me.
Nick, why do you have a green die and everyone else has a red die?
Oh God. I think I messed up part of the process.
Are you saying you failed again as equipment manager? You are demoted. You are no longer equipment manager. Sean, you are now equipment manager and costume manager. You are now going to be the posture enforcer, Nick. If you see anyone slouching or anyone doing anything that is not appropriate to posture, you are going to have to step up and say something about it.
Oh.
So, Sean, you are now that as well. So, Sean.
As equipment manager, newly hired, I grant you all 1 extra Kit Kat each. Drop 1 into each of their bags.
Man, I'm your number 1 fan.
Not a full bar, mind you. 1/2, like you break off 1 Kit Kat in each.
Friend computer should be your number 1. You should be friend computer's number 1 fan, David. I denounce you.
So, why is Sean your number 1 fan and not Friend Computer? Or why are you Sean's number 1 fan and not Friend Computer's number 1 fan?
It's just a thing you say because he gave me an extra Kit Kat, so it's just a temporary thing.
So it's a figure of speech?
Obviously.
Okay.
That sounds like communist literature terms to me. I speak literal.
Do you think that anything that is hyperbole is communist?
He sounds very well educated? A sign of communism?
No.
So hold on. So Sean, as you turn,
computer
and,
teaches
no,
very
hold on.
well.
So as you look and turn to that, David is no longer in the cart. David, you have tumbled and fallen out of the cart, and you just get impaled on a tree as you're kind of going. Someone killed you in this cart. We don't know who it was. You guys are all approaching this. Sean harbors his questions of communist infiltration as you guys approach the cabin. The cabin is listed or shown here in front of you guys. I'm going to pause it for a second so no one walks. But what you can see in front of you, this is the exterior of this cabin. You see there's kind of like this little deck, kind of patio thing that's on the front. This small box that's on the front here, that is the mailbox that looks like it is available to you guys. There's a small kind of chair that's sitting here, and then a door that's over there on that side. All right. Team leader. What are you guys doing?
We're going inside and
Team leader. It's not leading very well.
Yeah, who's going inside?
We're
I
all going inside.
denounce you.
Everyone's going inside?
Yes.
All right.
Communist action, simultaneous groupings.
All right, so you're saying everyone is equal and they should be going at the same time to this door? Is that what you're saying?
After me. I'm the team leader.
Fair enough. All right.
You're the head communist?
And I was denounced, so I killed the traitor.
You're the traitor.
You're dead.
A screen
How'd you kill me?
A screen comes out of the ground. It's got friend computer's face on it. And it says, "Hold! Who are you accusing of treason there, John?"
David.
What
he
evidence
just
do you have?
denounced me. He just denounced me for making a lawful order.
David, why are you not following the chain of command here?
Because his orders are incorrect. We cannot enter the cabin yet. We don't have the key. The door is locked. He's blind and not a good leader.
How do you know that the door is locked?
The image that friend computer sent us of the cabin that we are in front of says the key to the cabin is located under the deck.
Why are you reading something that is purple security clearance? You are not purple security clearance.
Because I'm taking initiative where team leader is no good.
Bye.
Friend
Bye. Red
computer
purple.
executes you on the spot for accessing something outside of your security clearance. John, you are on very
I
thin.
deserve that.
You are on very thin
deserve
ice,
that.
John. Your team is falling apart.
Understood. I will do better.
Nick, you are executed because I've seen John slouching a little bit, and you made no comment about the fact. All right. So John, you walk up to this door. You go to open the door. The door is locked. So what are you gonna do?
I ordered the team to start looking around for the key.
All right. We'll go down the line. Sean, where are you looking?
I'm going to check the mailbox.
So yeah, you walk up to the mailbox, you kind of pop the thing open. On the underside of the lid, it's got a bunch of stamps and stuff that's on there. It looks like that's what's going to be kind of provided for you guys to send off your paperwork. It is done. They look like they're in 1 cent increments though, and there are thousands of them that are there. But no key. Nick, where are you looking?
I am going to check under the rock to the right.
So you walk over to this rock. Go ahead and give me a strength check. See if you can lift this rock up. A 7 is not enough. You stand there and very foolishly try to lift this rock up and are unable to do so. John, where are you looking?
I'm looking around the stairs.
Okay, so you're taking a look at the stairs. It looks like it's kind of got this lattice work that's kind of there. There's this little hole that looks like it's inside, kind of like, that needs to be repaired. That's kind of at the rear end, at like the corner of where the patio and the stairs would hit, kind of below that. It looks like it's small enough that like a rat or something could get through, but there's part of the lattice work that's been chewed away.
Okay, I look in the hole.
All right, you peer inside of the hole. You see a little glint of light within arm's reach.
I grab the glint of light.
You reach your hand into the hole, and as you go in, there is a shink sound, and you hear what sounds like to be a paper cutter being locked down. Your arm is lopped off. You pull back, scream, blood is flying all over the place. It gets all over everybody, it gets all over the place. You tumble back, and you fall down, and you are dead from blood loss. But the key is lying at your feet, because you flung it as you died. Blood is on everybody right now.
Red. My favorite.
The hygiene manager isn't doing his job.
David, why are you not telling people to get clean when they have blood all over them?
Because I didn't know I was back.
Not being self-aware is also a condition for treason. You are executed. So
You didn't tell me I was back.
there is no tell. You're back again soon, about 5
You
seconds
told the
after you
others that were
die.
back. No, you said there was no
Do
set
not
time
question friend computer, or you will be executed again. Nick, all right. The key landed at your feet. What are you doing?
I pick it up.
All right, you pick the key up. What are you doing with the key?
I ask our leader if I can unlock the door.
I make decisions of no consequence. So, I say, why, why do you want to unlock the door yet?
Do you believe you're an
Because you all
inefficient
need to
leader?
go inside and take a shower.
Hold on. Do you believe you're an inefficient leader, though?
I make decisions of no consequence. That's my role, and I'm doing it perfectly.
I don't know, man. I think you should be
That's what Frank
confident.
Computer told me to do. I don't question Frank Computer. Why are you questioning Frank Computer in my team?
Not
Seems
put
like Nick
pressure
does
on
not
computer.
respect the chain of command again. Nick, you are fired again as posture manager. David is not sitting perfectly upright, so you're going to be executed for that. Your new job is you are now the happiness manager. Sean, you are now the posture manager as well.
Okay.
All right. So, who's opening the door?
I take the key and I open the door.
The door is opened. Inside of it, it's a very nice kind of like pretty looking cabin that you guys are seeing in front here. It's got like a nice kind of seating area that's at the front. It's got a little area where there's like a little table and stuff where you guys could write in. The kind of bedrooms in the back here. You guys should be able to move your tokens and stuff around if you're doing that. There's like a little hatch that's kind of on the door on the floor. Kind of like in front of the bathroom. You don't see the paperwork anywhere, though, from where you guys are at. It must be in one of the back rooms or something.
All right, who's showering first? Y'all are filthy. We need to get clean. You're tracking blood everywhere.
You're the hygiene manager. Who you want to shower first?
Team leader, show us how to do it.
All right.
Go. Here's your soap. Here's toothbrush, toothpaste. Go.
John, you take a step into the shower, and as you walk into this thing, the water that starts falling down towards you, paper clips are coming out of it. They are searing red hot. They cut through your skin and going through you. You're screeching and screaming. You die inside of the shower. Who's next to take a shower?
Sean.
I'm
You have so
very-
many roles. We need you cleaned and ready to go.
What do you do, Sean?
Take off my Power Ranger costume. I am clean. Suit is no longer a concern.
Why did you take off your costume since you're costume manager and not supposed to take off your costume?
Costume coordinator, why did you let yourself take off your costume?
I am the only one with authority in this party to dictate when somebody should or should not be wearing a costume, as it is my role. He is out of line.
No.
John,
Your
why are you questioning the?
role-
Why are you, John? Why are you questioning the costume manager's decision when it comes to wearing a costume?
Because Frank Computer said that he would be executed.
Friend
if he
Computer
was-
assigned Sean to be the costume coordinator, so he speaks with the voice of Friend Computer when it comes to everything to do with costumes. I'm executing Sean for inefficient running of the task. It's just completely unclear, and he wasn't direct enough about the whole thing. So, Sean, you are executed for this. All right, but you still
This
need
was
to
a
take.
really good learning experience. Really happy about how this played out.
All right,
Okay. Happiness manager. Shower, please. Make me happy.
Sure thing. Let's go.
all right, Nick. You walk
Oh,
up.
and here's toilet paper, too.
You walk into the shower. You turn it on, and the same thing happens. You are melted and killed in the shower as you scream and die.
Screaming. I'm happy about it.
Screams of joy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Uh,
Are you content with the cleanliness of your crew, hygiene manager?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Glad that you have such a clean and spick and span crew. Now, as you guys were walking by this room here, you saw on the table here was a large stack of paper. It looks like it'd be copies of all the paperwork that you guys did from last year. As you're walking around the room, there is you hear a radio go off. A radio on the mantle over here begins talking about one of the people who left the insane asylum is the notorious serial killer known as Papercut. Papercut is this twisted kind of like deranged office-themed character who seems to execute people using office supplies. You've heard about him before, and he is he's extremely he's armed and extremely dangerous, and he is loose in the area. So, what are you guys doing? Equipment manager, what are you doing with the papers?
Gather them and evenly distribute them to each person's trick-or-treat bag.
Okay. Evenly?
Now I give myself one more than everybody else. John one less.
Okay. So, you guys now have your papers. So, let's go ahead and, if that's what you want to do, let's go ahead and get your paperwork filled out. John,
Awesome. Wonderful.
What paperwork are you working on again?
The inventory for screws and washers for the entire complex for the entire year.
That is fantastic and consistent. Nick, what are you working on?
The death notes. The death notices from the military.
Okay. How many death certificates are you going to have to fill out for today?
As many as I possibly can.
I mean, like, for what's happened so far, is there additional death certificates that you're going to need to fill out or not?
Well, no, because this is last year's work.
Oh, that's a good point. Sean, what stuff are you so excited about getting out? Or paperwork you're excited about filling out again?
Urinal cake requisition forms.
Oh, fantastic. And then, David, I believe you had taxes. All right.
Taxes.
Why doesn't everybody go ahead and take a seat somewhere inside of the cabin? You can start working on your paperwork. All right. You guys, as you're sitting there is a breeze that's kind of going on in the room. It seems that someone has opened the front door. As you look, the front door was open previously. It is not, or was closed previously, and now it is open. It's kind of ominous. You guys are going through filling out all this paperwork stuff. You begin hearing kind of like almost like the shear of scissors, like the shing, 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 as people are walking around, or someone is walking around with office scissors.
Interesting.
Oh no, my Discord shut down. Can we pause? Un momento.
Can you text? I guess it doesn't matter. Just
I'm getting there. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm back. Okay.
So that was interesting, Nick. What was interesting about that?
If you're interested, I don't know what's going on and what I'd like to investigate.
Okay, so as happiness manager, do you think that's something that falls within your purview?
It makes me happier to learn more, because the more I learn, the more I can, pass along to friend computer, and just makes the world a better place, That's the goal, right?
Sean, you have declared or accused Nick of treason. Under what ground and what evidence do you have?
Nick claims he's gonna accumulate knowledge that he can pass on to friend computer, but friend computer is all knowing already, and there's nothing he can learn.
That is absolutely true, Nick. What is your excuse for this? Why did you say such a thing that friend computer does not know everything?
I mean, he does know everything, but he wants to,
He wants to learn more than everything? Is that what you're saying?
if possible.
Executed for treason! All right. Who is going to investigate the sound, if anyone?
I order Sean to investigate the sound.
Sean, stand up and investigate this sound. Your team leader has commanded it.
Okay.
If you want something done, give it to somebody who's busy.
I look out the front door.
Okay. As you're looking at the front door, there is one thing that's changed. The mailbox is also closed, and there is a massive padlock on it now. Someone
We can't mail our stuff.
has prohibited you from mailing your stuff. The radio comes on again, and it says, Papercut is also known for for closing all methods of sending letters within the mail, and he compulsively hoards the keys for such a thing. If someone were to be required to send something out in the mail, they would first have to find Papercut and eliminate them.
Okay.
Did Sean let me know the status? Sean?
I didn't see anything out there.
All right, nothing of concern that's there. All right,
Okay.
you guys, as the night goes on, as this goes on, you guys are getting further and further along your paperwork. You're all finished for your paperwork from last year, and you feel really good about it. It looks like all you got to do is mail it out now. Equipment manager, do you want to gather the papers and do that, or you just let everyone take control of their own paperwork?
Everybody is capable of mailing their own paperwork.
Okay.
Leader, I assume you have the keys for this operation. I need the key to get into the mailbox, please.
The mailbox isn't locked.
The mailbox is locked.
Why did you lock the mailbox?
I did not lock the mailbox.
It was
wasn't here
unlocked
the-
when I was there.
Why did you not tell the leader that the mailbox was locked when you reported that there was nothing to report?
I didn't see the mailbox. I said I saw nothing.
You're trying to get us to work with faulty equipment. It's locked.
Then how do you know the mailbox is locked if you didn't see it was locked?
I'll go check.
Sean, you step
That
out.
is suspicious.
All right. An accusation of treason has come out. David, what evidence do you present to Friend Computer that Sean is a traitor?
That he is asking for the key to a locked mailbox when the mailbox is not supposed to be locked. How would he know it was locked if he didn't see it when he inspected the front door?
So you're
and
saying that
reported there was
he's
nothing
doing
to report?
He is doing a bad job, not only as equipment manager, but also as an investigator, as appointed by his team leader.
I think it is actual sabotage.
Sean, what is your defense in this
Lack
case?
of proper leadership.
John, what is your excuse for having poor leadership in this regard?
I gave him a task. I told him to investigate. He didn't investigate. I gave him the task.
Did you provide him with all the equipment that he needed to do this task?
I'm not the equipment manager.
Equipment manager, why did you not give yourself the equipment you needed to do this task?
Because my mood has been kind of low lately. I'm feeling sad, and it is harder to complete my task.
The happiness manager, why have you not been keeping the happiness up in this entire operation?
I haven't our leadership, you know, like we haven't. I haven't really felt, you know, like I haven't been felt checked in on and make sure that, you know, everything's all running correctly.
All
you
right.
know.
Executions
You're the
around
one
is what's going on here. Nick, you are executed for not doing happiness the entire way. Sean, you're executed for being a bad equipment manager. John, you're executed for not providing the equipment manager with the equipment he needed to manage his equipment correctly. And David's fine. All right, so now you
Everyone's
guys,
clean.
everyone is stuck in this situation where now you got to find a key to get into this thing.
Okay.
It looks like you need to find paper cut.
Okay, everybody, we're going on a search for paper cut. Arm yourself with weapons. Our equipment manager, pass out weapons for everyone to arm themselves from stuff in the house.
All right, what weapon do you give David?
Knife.
Okay, what weapon do you give John?
Axe.
What weapon
What
do you give
kind of
Nick?
knife we're talking?
Knife.
It's a knife kind of knife. And Nick, what is Nick? Nick gets a
Okay.
knife too?
Yeah. Everybody but John gets a knife. John gets an axe.
Okay. Sounds good. What do you get?
Knife.
Okay. All right, you guys are all armed with knives and axes. Let's begin looking for paper cut.
Okay, we're gonna go 2 by 2. Nobody be alone. And Nick and Sean, you go out the front, and David and I will go out the back, and we'll meet halfway around.
Which way? Halfway around. What if we both go the same direction? Then we'd never see each other again.
We'll go counterclockwise. You go clockwise.
All right.
Okay.
I believe that will only investigate
Yeah,
half
let's
of
go
the thing.
marching 2 by 2. Hurrah!
So who's going with John?
David.
Me.
And we're going out.
Why are you not going with John then?
Because he said we were going out the back. Why is he going out the front?
John, why are you not following your own leadership ability or leadership
This
calls?
is the back. This is where the deck is.
That is the front porch,
That's
as
where
previously
we came
explained.
Okay. I kill myself because I'm a bad leader. So.
That is the most noble thing I've heard anyone do. I'm going to give you a point for that.
My happiness skyrockets.
Nick, you're going to gain a point because of Sean's exemplary happiness at this point. All right, you guys are going to investigate.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Maybe.
David,
Stick my
you
head out
hear
the door.
creaking coming from inside of the woodshed over here.
John, leader, woodshed. Check it out. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Sean.
Why are you guys not going where you're supposed to be?
I am.
How would you know where I am if you have not gone to your destination either?
Because I didn't hear you guys go out through the door.
What's that?
Oh, it's a small house.
John, who's going inside the woodshed? Are you taking point
Going
as the
inside
leader?
woodshed.
David, go ahead and head inside the woodshed, and let's see what you find within.
All right.
I also have not been getting many messages on Discord for any secret societies, which I'm very pleased about, because I don't want any of you guys to get any points for accomplishing any of your secret society goals.
Okay, here I go. I think that's the door. It's hard to tell.
Yep. So you head through this door, you kind of step inside. Inside of it, there's stacks of wood that are just kind of all around this place here. And as you walk in, you hear a shunk, and you look down, and you see this very strange piece of metal. It's probably like maybe this big long, this tall, so maybe like 1.5 feet by 1 foot. And there's 2 indentations that are inside of it. It moves down as you kind of step in. What do you do?
Is it in front of me?
It is underneath your foot.
Oh, I'm stepping on it.
You're stepping on it.
I'm jumping off of it and
All right.
rolling away.
Which direction?
To
Back out the door.
the right.
All right, you jump to the right, and a gigantic stapler comes down and crashes down into the ground right there, coming from the woodpile. You just barely survived the entire thing. Go ahead and give me a panic check, actually. An 11. Yeah, so you're really anxious, and you kind of gain 4 stress points, but that's basically the only thing that happens to you right now. All right, back over to the front. As you guys are coming out and you're looking around here, you don't hear any motion or hear any movement or anything coming from within the coming from anywhere that's outside here. You don't see anything that appears to be indicative that there's anyone around. You do, however, hear what sounds like to be some clanging coming from underneath the house, the main building portion of the house.
Okay.
What do you do with this information?
I will continue around as I've been ordered, and we can pass the information along.
I have been notified that someone is not happy. As happiness manager, you probably know who this is, Nick. So who is the unhappy one that you need to go ahead and address this with right now?
Everything doing okay, Sean?
I'm the happiest I've ever been. I witnessed
Glad to hear that, man.
Executed for not being able to understand or not knowing who needs help when they need it.
Hey, that's not my problem.
Okay.
You're the happiness manager.
No. But
Happiness is your
Sean.
problem.
Sean just said he's happy, and you guys left me. That's a leadership problem. I got split from the people I need to make sure they're happy, and I'm not there to make sure they're happy.
You're not good enough of a happiness manager to maintain people's happiness from afar? Is that what you're
Our
telling me?
leader should have placed us in a situation in which I could monitor everyone's happiness.
John, what is your happiness rating right now? Out of 10, would you say?
I am very happy.
What about you, David?
I am very anxious and
Oh.
unhappy right now.
Oh, so David is the anxious one. You think the happiness manager should know that?
You would think so.
Executed again. All right. Sean, while Nick's clone is returning, what are you doing with the sound that's underneath the house?
You're just in time. Here. Hand him my knife. Probably go under there and take a look and see what it is.
So you guys, we'll just kind of speed up a little bit. You guys reconvene after investigating the outside of the house. The only thing that you guys find, anything that's around the house at all, is that there is the sound of, it sounds like someone moving underneath the house. It looks like the trapdoor is going to have to be where you guys go.
Okay, everyone, let's
What
head
trapdoor?
toward the trap door.
What trapdoor?
I think it's the hatch that's on the floor that's there. We're talking about.
That's purple. I can't see it.
Well, the hatch itself is not purple.
Okay.
So go ahead and
I guess-
open it. Go ahead and open it then,
what-
John. If it's just.
Are you guys both talking about a color? Like, what are you guys talking about? What's
I
going on?
opened the trap door.
All right, you open the door, and as you open this door, you open the thing up. A gigantic staple remover comes out, claws you in the neck, pulls you down inside of the area below. You bleed out and die on the bottom there. And then you guys all hop.
That's leadership. That's leadership right there. And you guys weren't backing me up, so you're all executed.
You guys,
You don't have the authority to do that. Friend computer.
yes.
I'm
Our
doing my job. I'm in charge of
leader
the team.
is assuming your powers as his own.
What is he doing?
He told us that we are all executed. He does not have that ability.
John, do you not have the capability of murdering the rest of your teammates?
I do.
Okay,
because I'm
can
in
you go
charge.
ahead and do it for me then and show me?
Yes.
Who do you start with?
I start with Sean.
Sean, an axe to the neck hits you. You fall down dead. He seems like he is definitely capable of executing those in his group. All right, so Sean is there. So, John, who are you doing next?
David.
You're not next to David, so
away.
go ahead. You're not next to David, so go ahead and give me a throwing the axe roll.
No, I ordered David to
Help
come
me!
back.
Help me!
I ordered David to come back. And I ordered Nick to come back.
Can't hear him.
That's what I say to you.
So, okay.
So, yeah, as you guys sitting there, yeah, you kind of walk over to David with the axe, and you strike him in the neck. He screams for a second, and then nothing happens. Sean casually kind of gets up, standing, kind of brushing himself off. He was not killed. The axes are fake. They're costume axes.
Failed to execute as he said he would.
John, you are executed for not being able to execute the rest of your
How am
people.
I going to be executed if they're all costume things?
The
So
friend computer
the
lasers you
equipment
and you die.
manager is falling down on the job because there's no way to be executed at this moment.
John is killed by friend computer. All right, you
So
guys.
happy that I'm not the equipment
No.
manager now.
Vanity. Definitely my favorite sin.
You guys are investigating, looking through these tunnels to find the serial killer paper cut. Where, John, are you guys going to be investigating?
Since I make decisions of no consequence, I'm thinking we're going to go this way.
I heard about that, aren't you?
All right, you you head this way, kind of looking down the tunnel. This tunnel looks like it's collapsed over here, and you see a couple corpses stuck at the end of the tunnel. As you kind of get a little bit closer to one, but not super close, you can kind of see it looks like they have 2 bites in their neck, which you originally think may be vampires, but then you see the other 2 bites on the other side, and then it's definitely staple removers that was used to kill these people. Paper cut is around, and he's close nearby. These bodies are
We
fresh.
don't have the weapons we should have from the equipment manager because they're all toys.
I don't think there's been a situation so far that you have been ill-equipped for. So until one of those comes up, I think
they-
we'll be okay.
I try. I
Are
was,
they
trying
they
to
all
see what
toys?
we can execute.
I go
and
I go up to
couldn't.
John and stick him in the gut with my knife, since they're all toys to see.
And I denounce you as a spy for treason. As I'm dying.
The party dynamics are falling apart. Everyone is fighting against each other, and there is no unity at all being demonstrated. As this is happening, Sean, you notice in the shadows over here is a slinking figure. A box or a box of some sort is rolled across the floor, and it stops in the middle of all three of you. John, what do you do?
I say, jump away.
Jump away. What do you do, Nick?
Jump away.
David, what do you do?
I jump away.
You jump away, an explosion goes off, paperclip shrapnel flies all over the place. You were not standing near there, you were actually near the ladder. You're going to get executed for not knowing where you were. The the paperclip goes off, the shrapnel goes everywhere, striking all over the place. The figure starts running off down in this direction.
Which direction?
The right side of the map, to the east side here.
Okay.
What are you doing?
After him. Everybody.
Everyone begins running after him.
Run computer.
Yes. For friend computer, gotcha. I thought you said called out for friend computer. Gotcha.
No,
You
for
guys
friend
are
computer.
taking off and running out here. It eventually ends and goes into an opening here, and you see kind of standing the silhouetted outline of a man. He's got 2 yardsticks kind of in each hand. He's kind of standing back a little bit. He kind of pulls this kind of metallic ruler from his from his belt here, and then he's got hanging down from his wrist. You can see the key for the mailbox.
All right. I yell, get him. For friend computer, attack.
For friend computer.
Who's doing the attack first?
I'm standing back. I'm not going in there.
Well, since I have to lead, Sean, you and Nick run up there and start the attack, and we'll support you.
Let's do it, guys.
He's standing, waiting for you to approach. Sean, are you running up, as John said?
What's this guy look like?
You can't see him. He's got like an outline. It's just kind of his silhouette with office supplies.
And David,
Friend
you and I are going
computer.
to back them up, so let's go.
Friend computer.
Yes.
I have been giving it an unlawful order from my leader.
What was that order?
He has ordered me to go fight in those bushes over there, but they are clearly green, and I do not have green authorization to enter the bushes.
Really, then why is there purple on your back?
Yeah. So you, as you kind of look over your shoulder, your entire back is covered in like a purplish paint or purplish kind of like streamers that's kind of on there. There is a gasp from friend computer, and then you are promptly obliterated.
Who was this?
You. You had purple on your back, and you were just blasted by a laser beam and completely destroyed. Papercut patiently waits for friend computer to leave, and then once he does, he pulls his weapons out and he begins fighting. Nick, he lunges at you, and you guys begin fighting. He's striking with his ruler. You're blocking with your knife. You're going back and forth. There's like a little squeak that's there. He seems really upset and kind of disturbed fundamentally that you are this Teletubby thing, and he's not happy about it. So he's attacking you, and he seems to be going after you personally. What are you doing? What's going to be the way to finish this guy off?
Let's see. I'm going to throw. I'm gonna throw a piece of my paper over to the side and see who chases after it.
Okay, interesting tactic. You take the paper, you toss it off to the side. He looks at the paper, he looks back at you. He is still backlit because there's this kind of like light that's behind here. You don't really see what he is, but the last thing this version of the clone sees is a ruler go into your neck, sticking out the other side, and you gurgle and fall down and die. He pulls his arm back, it snaps, the key that's around his wrist falls off, kind of at your clone's corpse there, and he's standing there, kind of looking at you guys. It looks like he's going to make a bolt for it into the woods.
I dash him.
Leader?
Let's get him.
Sean dashed and picked up the key, and then you guys begin heading towards him. He is running through the bush. He's running through this, but he seems to know this area so much better than you do that you can't keep up with him, and eventually decide that he has escaped.
Okay.
But you do
I
have.
order-
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead. We got the key, so I order everybody back to the house.
Everyone goes back to the cabin. You open up the mailbox. You go up to the mailbox. You unlock the mailbox. You open it up. Everyone puts their paperwork inside of the mailbox, putting what they assume to be the correct amount of postage that's on it. And you drop it in there, and then the golf cart returns. And as it returns, it comes up. You guys hop back in, and it is going to take you to the debriefing area. Is there anything you guys want to do or anything before you head out of the spot? You've accomplished your mission of celebrating Paper Day or whatever it was.
I handed
Paperwork
the
day.
Other half of the Twix I gave out at the beginning of this mission to everybody.
Ensuring the happiness of everyone inside.
No, it's not my job.
Well, it is a happy experience, guys. And it's something that we should all think about and be happy about.
Cool.
And I'm also going to applaud Sean for, raising the happiness with all that candy.
All right. You guys celebrate on your way back. You head towards the area which you've been designated as the debriefing room. You guys are, you get back to the Alpha Complex, you head within. There is a yellow security clearance man there that's going to guide you to the debriefing room. He brings you to this room, and he goes, okay, well, it's time for us to, you guys will go inside. You guys will go inside here, and then there'll be a debriefing officer, and they'll just kind of walk you through it. And he motions you to go inside. You guys step inside, and the room that you see is this. There is inside of this. It looks like to be a large courtroom. There's kind of like a stand in the center. There's a stand kind of in the center of it, in this little area where the judge would be, and then there's like a jury box kind of on one side, and then like the prosecution box kind of over here where someone would be in. As you walk in, he basically designates you. There's 2 tables that are there. He designates some of you to sit on one side of it, and he designates some of you to sit on the other side. That kind of thing. And then you hear someone. He walks up kind of to the front here, and he goes, "All rise for the judge." Does everyone stand?
Yep.
I stood up.
Sit up.
Walking within, you see the judge. She walks in and she goes, I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm going to be your debriefing officer, but it's actually extremely important for us today because I think you guys are the ones who are the closest on this case, actually. I don't know if you're aware, but there's been a serial killer who's been on the loose. He was caught recently, and it's time for his trial. And we need to go through his trial and make sure that everything is fair and just, and that justice is served today. Are you all prepared to help me with this?
Yes.
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 She goes back up. She kind of sits at her stand, and she goes, "Bring out the accused." Paper Cut is kind of walked out. He comes out. He is sat down on one side there. He's sitting. He's just kind of looking like kind of uncomfortable and weird. He's got a little the pocket protector there, and his hands are bound. And he's like, "Oh, okay," kind of thing. And she goes, "And
Did he move like the man we saw in the woods when he walked in?
give me just 1 second, and we can answer that question."
Yes.
So he's there, and then she goes, and of course, as is important in our society, is to have a fair and impartial jury. A jury of our peers is what we are allowed to, or that we speak with, and they are the ones that are going to determine his guilt or innocence. And then the jury comes out and sits down. They all come out, and just one after another, they all sit down. She re-emphasizes this is going to be a fair and impartial jury.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, jeez.
And they sit, and then she goes, "Okay, I believe we have everything we need to begin the trial." David, yes, this person's silhouette did seem like it was this person. If you would go ahead and give the opening statement for the prosecution there, David. You are on the prosecution to try to get Papercut thrown in jail.
Okay. Let's see. At the cabin, I do know that.
So this is the opening
office-
statement. This is the overall view of your entire case.
Okay.
That's here.
We, the prosecution,
Will prove.
shall
Yeah.
prove that Papercut is the murderer, and not just the murderer, but the multiple murderer. He is a serial killer, and we will prove it. He uses office instruments. That is his MO. And yes, that is what we will do.
John, if you would go ahead and
must
like to do
find
the
you.
opening statement of the defense, please.
Jeez.
The prosecution's case is totally based on hearsay, on circumstantial evidence. There's no direct evidence linking our client to any of this. And we can prove that by the testimony that the prosecution is going to give, their lack of evidence, and this is just a show trial and a sham.
Very good. Everyone's talking. Okay. Sean, if we'll go ahead and move to the next phase of this case. If you would like to go ahead and present the evidence that of him being a murderer.
David, do you trust me?
Me? What?
He's in the prosecution with me, right, David?
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
David, do you
Yeah.
trust? Is there a
Do I
stapler?
trust you?
Play dead. I grab a stapler off the desk, smear it with the fake blood in my pocket, slam it in the back of his neck. Your Honor, we have the evidence here. Another murder before our very eyes.
There was gasps amongst the crowd.
As you were all focused on me, you missed Mr. Paperclip over there sneaking across the room, taking a stapler to the back of my fellow prosecutor's throat, and murdering him. Case is shut and closed. Although I'd prefer if we kept it open.
David,
Cross-examine, Your Honor.
you die from this process. All right.
Cross-examine, Your Honor.
Yes?
I?
Yes.
Notice that the client...
You were struck in the back of the head with a
notice
stapler. That could kill any man.
Right.
Your clone
Yeah,
will come out
dude.
in return.
Notice that the we're currently dusting for fingerprints on the stapler right now, and it comes back that it's Sean. Sean is actually Papercut. My client, he's framed my client, and it's an open and shut case. It's right here. What more do you need? My client is still bound, still sitting where he was. There would be no way for him to go over and do that. Plus the fingerprints on the stapler. And the DNA.
Your Honor, I must object. This is not a dream. This is really happening. Okay? We can't just go off these weird, wild, QAnon tangents that the defense is putting up for Papercut. He's called Papercut for a reason. Nobody likes paper cuts. They hurt. And this one kills.
There's
Yes,
murmurs.
why does Sean's fingerprints on the stapler that's on the back of your head and blood on his hands? There's DNA on his hands.
Mr. Beast,
There's no wound on the back of my head. What are you speaking of?
I propose to you that there was not only one singular killer, but we have on our hands, I gesture towards the ghost face mask, a scream killing on our hands. There's not one, but potentially 2, 3, and maybe even 4 murderers in total. My having murdered
Why?
this man does not exclude him from also being Paperclip. I reckon.
Since we've proven that the stapler murder was not Paperclip, who else has he killed?
She bangs her gavel down. She goes, "This is for the trial of Papercut. Who is this Paperclip you're speaking of?"
Oh.
I rest my case. They don't even know their client's name.
I believe you were the one to bring it up first, though, sir.
To catch them in a very obvious lie. To prove how inadequate they are at being defense attorneys. This poor innocent man.
Nick, do you have evidence of who this Paperclip character is?
I don't. I'm sorry.
I reached over and I killed it. I just
Nick is killed. The court looks at you,
Your Honor,
John.
Actually,
gentlemen of the jury, please pay no attention to my associate here, who obviously didn't know anything. But the prosecution keeps showing you all sorts of tricks, and really, my client Papercut is innocent. No one has shown anything to link him actually to the murder.
Hold now. So the judge goes, okay, I believe you've all made your case in this regards, but it is now time for the defense to specifically address the evidence. So Nick, if you would like to go ahead and address the evidence presented before you of whether Papercut is a murderer or not. Namely, that dead body there. And she points to the previous dead clone of David.
We ran the prints, and that was not... Papercut did not commit that murder, and there's no evidence that he's murdered anyone else. Who else has he murdered?
Objection, Your Honor. I was not handed these fingerprint tests during discovery. Inadmissible. I call for
We have no evidence that he killed anyone else.
Anyone else? Even they admit that he's killed people, just not this man lying here.
But where's the evidence? Who did he kill?
It sounds like the chain of custody for the evidence has been flimsy at best. I believe, though, you guys were all at the scene, though. So perhaps,
witnesses.
So perhaps that's where we're getting to next. We're going to call witnesses to the stand. David, if you would like to call a witness to the stand.
I call Sean to the stand.
The crowd, the courtroom goes gasps. Like, oh, Sean, oh, Sean, oh, Sean, oh, Sean.
Straight my tie and look at you.
And you walk up and sit at the witness stand. Oh, no, the witness stand's in the middle. All right, why don't you go ahead and begin examining this witness.
Okay. Sean, were you there the night at the cabin of all these murders?
No.
I believe we have video evidence of you being there. Friend computer, would you like to show us video evidence of Sean being at the cabin?
I actually didn't catch that on tape.
Well, okay.
I have...
Your Honor,
So, where were you the night of the murders?
I move to strike this whole farce of a trial. The prosecution can't even keep their own story straight. I move for a mistrial and a total.
Stop!
Moment.
I want my closing statements first.
We're not going to declare a mistrial. That would assume that Friend Computer has assembled something that is not perfect in every way.
See? We don't even need to have this conversation, this trial. Friend Computer has already said this man is guilty. That's why he's on trial. We don't need to be doing this. But I have an addendum to make to this trial, Friend Computer, if you don't mind. I propose that on top of Papercut being the multiple mass murderer person guy, that our team leader John is also a mass murderer.
The crowd...
Where's the evidence, sir? Where is the
Personally
evidence?
witnessed him murder multiple people by pushing them out of a golf cart.
The judge goes, this is... Like, as I can see here, I can see at least 2 murderers present. Sean and David... No, and John, you are both now also on trial for the murders of Papercut.
I present to you, I slap down a piece of paper that they left behind at the scene. This paperwork was for our happiness manager, as you can see by the header here, the 3 smiley faces. This proves that he was at the scene of the murder, and therefore he too should stand beside us, because he was my accomplice.
I was not there.
He was your accomplice. So you admit to being a murderer.
So, Sean, as prosecution, you're saying you're getting really close to winning. If you're getting close to accusing yourself of being the murderer, which is going to give you probably the victory in this case. But you were accusing Nick of also being a murderer.
as I mentioned before.
And you have evidence. So the
Paper
defense,
cut
John,
killer?
what defense do you have against this evidence being presented to Nick? For Nick being a murderer?
For any crime, any so-called murders that I committed, the only deaths that occurred on my watch were ones that were legal and done in the name of Friend Computer, because people were either not doing their jobs or they were being traitors, and that's what I was led to do.
Friend computer, treason.
Present your evidence.
This man here says he has presented you only with factual information and did things legally, but I know that not to be true, for he is my accomplice, as is this man here, and I point at Paper Cut. We are all Paper Cut, and he is claiming that he murdered legally.
And
Saying
team
that
leader,
Team leader, I did
Like-
murder legally.
team leader, would you please empty your pockets for the court?
So, team leader, they turn to you. You empty out your pockets. Inside of your pocket is a fan letter written to you for being Paper Cut, the mass murderer.
Your Honor, arrest us all.
I rest my case, Your Honor. They're all guilty. They're all paper cut.
All right. So, we'll go ahead and do the closing statements before we decide what's going to happen. So, as defense, Nick, would you go ahead and give the closing statements?
Ooh. So, confused. Your Honor, we just want to. I'd like to close this
Session?
this case, this session, and we're still holding to our not guilty plea, because no one was there. I wasn't there. I wasn't an accomplice. No one was there, and no one can argue against that. And I really don't know what else we can say about that. It's really.
You make a
Cut and close
very, very strong case, is what the judge says there. Just completely, completely agree there. Does any other member of the defense have anything they wish to say?
Your Honor, I wish to present this evidence of an audio tape that I have of David confessing to the murders and planting evidence on me to show that to try to falsely execute me for a crime that he committed. I submit this as evidence, Your Honor.
She looks at it. She agrees with your evidence. She takes you off the defense stand and then puts David on the prosecution stand as well. All right. So, closing arguments for the prosecution. David, can you go ahead and prove, your final closing case is that you three are murderers?
The evidence that John has put forward that I am one of the paper cut crew, you can obviously see it is artificially generated, AI generated.
Hold on, that's straight. Aren't you a member of the prosecution? You need to be proving that you were a murderer.
No, I'm proving that they're murderers.
Your Honor, my fellow prosecutor here is clearly delirious. He is unfit,
We're all mad here.
and clearly Paper Cut is too calculated for this man to possibly be him. I move that we move him off of the prosecution, back onto the defense, to defend himself from not being Paper Cut, for we three are.
She agrees with that. David, you are now a member of the defense. So, Sean, as the closing statement for the prosecution, what is your final statement about Sean, David, and Paper Cut being the mass murderer Paper Cut?
My case is a very simple one. Why have one killer? You could have four. You know what to do.
Then, the the jury deliberates for an exceedingly short amount of time.
Do we not get to
Guilty is
defend?
No, you had already done your closing statement right before that. Guilty. So,
Oh.
Sean, you are executed. David, you are executed, but the defense losing is also executed. So David, you're executed again. John, you're executed, and Nick, you're executed. And
How did we lose if he's guilty?
you were the defense.
Yeah. Oh, duh.
How could you possibly get confused by that entire thing? It is the most straightforward case I have ever seen in my entire history.
They're all gonna laugh at you, John.
So we
That's okay. I don't care.
succeeded. The prosecution got their guys themselves.
You did. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the game is now done. We're gonna go through the secret societies and award points based on what happened. So, who is so I'm gonna go through. I have all these secret societies written out, and I want you just to kind of call out when I say who it is. So the first secret society is Slash. That is the Society of Language Accuracy on the subject of hyperbole. So that is John. You are a member of Slash,
Really?
a group dedicated to the literal nature of language. We despise exaggeration, embellishment, or figurative language, and you have the following goals. 1. Idioms, similes, hyperboles, metaphors, and the like are banes of human existence. We must hunt and kill those who use them. Kill as many figurative speakers as you can. So, who did you kill that was speaking figuratively, John? Do you have any examples of that?
Actually, pretty much everybody that I killed was speaking figuratively at one time or another, using the word like or as or something like that metaphorically. And so,
Now, did you kill us as we did it, though?
Uh-huh. Yes,
Okay.
I killed you as you did it, like I said.
All right, so that'll be
Oh,
two.
you said like. I kill him.
That'll be 2 points for doing that. Precision and accuracy matters amongst all. Pedantry is king. Clarify something until there is no doubt. The more precise, the better. Do this only once to not slow down the mission. So was there a time that you asked for clarification or kept trying to dig really deep into a description?
The postage, the direction that we were supposed to go, and how many or
So I'm going to give you half a point, or like 1 point for that, because the intent of this was to have one thing that you just kind of drilled into until it basically annoyed everyone in the group, and it seems like you spread it out. So I'm going to give you partial credit for that.
yeah, but it says do this only once, so that to not slow down the mission. So I only did it one time with each thing.
Right. No, but it's not with each thing. It was like the intent of it was one time, just kind of like, okay, get more details on this, and kind of keep digging in. Don't worry about it. I mean, partial credit's fine. It's not, I mean,
Okay.
if you're literally worried about winning this game, then you're playing the wrong game. You know, like.
No, I'm not literally. I'm just kind of curious.
So a member of your group is promoting openness and acceptance of doorways. This kind of openness will surely lead to flippant language use. Make sure the member of the entries and exits remain identifiably or indefinitely egress is killed. So who was the member of Erie? It was Sean, I believe.
Sean.
Yep.
That's why I tried to kill him with the axe.
You failed.
You did fail on that. Was there any other time you killed Sean?
Yeah, I had Sean executed several times as either equipment manager or treason or yeah.
Do you have an instance that you can bring up? Like a specific?
Yeah, because the equipment wasn't right when we were upstairs in the before we went outside. The equipment wasn't right, and so Sean was executed at that point.
Do you remember that? I don't remember exactly that specific.
It was before we all went outside to search around for.
Oh, yep, I do remember that. Yep.
He's very chaotic at that point.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
Oh, I gave Sean the points next
I
time.
thought it was Sean, so that's why I did that.
You're good. Okay, now we're doing Gore, the Ghostly Object Reassignment Establishment. You are a member of Gore, a group who is dedicated to restoring the supernatural back into the world destroyed by Friend Computer. You have been given the ability to instill the souls of ghosts into large objects. You have the following goals. So who was that? I think it was you, Nick, right?
That was me, yeah.
So the supernatural needs to flourish in this dead world of science. Instill the spirit of a ghost into as many objects as possible. I don't think you did that once. I didn't get a message or anything that said you did that. Second one was science and technology is the bane of existence in the Alpha Complex. Any electronic device not possessed by spirits must be eliminated. I mentioned the radio a couple times, both in the golf cart and in the cabin. So I don't think you destroyed anything
I don't think I hit
on
mine, no.
the back. And then
No.
a member of your group was promoting the abhorrent idea that entertainment and movies bring joy. A fictional depiction of the supernatural is unacceptable. Make sure the member of the Video Horror Society is killed. Did you kill David specifically at any point?
Kill anybody.
All
I don't
right.
think I killed anybody directly now.
No points then. Now, VHS, the Video Horror Society. You are a member of the VHS, whose goal it is to spread the glory of horror movies and their tropes. You have the following goals. Using common terminology found in horror movies is of the utmost importance. We must be sure to use what you can. You have been assigned to use... I think I changed this, actually. You've been assigned to use phrases from horror movies, right? Is what it was?
Mhm.
And you did that quite a bit. I was catching that
Quite a bit.
a lot. And no one, without anyone calling him out on it, was the other part. Mass murderers are the backbone of society. You are to write and deliver a fan letter to a mass murderer. So here's actually kind of like a twisted thing, David. You delivered the letter to John, but then John was acquitted of being a mass murderer, so he was taken
he was
off.
found guilty.
No, he wasn't. John was not. John was taken off, and then it was you and Sean that were on the stand at the end.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
So I'm going to give you partial credit for that
Huh.
one as well.
David
Fair,
went back
okay.
to the defense as a guilty person, which also got the whole defense guilty, wasn't it? The result?
I think it was.
I'm pretty sure I got all of us guilty.
No,
Yeah, I
'cause
thought all 4 of us were executed for.
you
being
were, but
guilty.
for different reasons. No. You were the defense. You were put on the defense, but you were still a suspect. So, but you failed because the prosecution won,
Right, but when
and that's
did
what
John
got you killed.
not? When was John not a suspect?
He
had the letter.
presented evidence of the that you planted it on him. Yeah,
Oh,
and he
yeah,
did
and then
he
I-
did message that to me earlier too, that he got those equipment. So it's also that.
I never got to defend myself. Okay.
That's fine.
right.
And then the member
job,
of your
John.
the member of your group is promoting language and precision in speech. This is boring and goes against the rules of fiction.
Yeah.
Make sure the member of a
caught him.
society of language accuracy was killed. Did you ever kill John?
Not personally, and I never caught him. So
Okay.
I thought that was Sean.
Sean was a member of Erie.
I did call out somebody very early on for speaking figuratively. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. So that's why I thought it was you.
And it was just total coincidence? Is that what that was?
yeah, I didn't know somebody actually was a literal.
A language cop, a grammar police. Yeah. Okay, Sean was a member of Erie, where entries and exits remain indefinitely egressed. You are a member of Erie, a group dedicated to ensuring that all exits and entries may remain open. The only way that we can guarantee as a society
Clever.
that we are open-minded as we can be is if we eliminate all closed doors and windows. You have the following goals. 1. All doors and windows you come across must remain unlocked, unbarred, and open. We understand this is difficult to accomplish without revealing yourself, but make sure you open a point of egress at least 5 times. And he messaged me privately quite a bit, opening a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to give him 2 points for that. But they're meant to be used. Do what you can to ensure others use these as intended. Push someone through an open doorway or window. Defenestration is divine. Now, I just threw that in there because defenestration, I think, is my favorite word. Because I love that there is a word for throwing someone out of a window, and we have one word for that, that it happened often enough that we were like, let's make up a word for this, and I love that. It cracks me up.
That's crazy. Okay.
A member of your group is promoting the atrocious idea of entrapping poltergeists within objects, removing the freedom of movement. Make sure the member of the ghostly order object reassignment establishment is killed. So that was Nick. Did you kill Nick at all in the game?
Not directly.
Okay. So
I
no.
never suspected him because nobody. There were no ghosts.
All right. Okay.
Actually, Sean killed Nick either in the cart.
No, that
or-
wasn't.
No, you killed everybody in the car, dude.
Oh, well, okay, but I thought there was some time when Sean denounced Nick as treason and he got executed. I don't remember when.
Yeah, but that wasn't. He didn't kill him though.
No, yeah, it's you killing
okay.
him.
Oh,
You also
okay.
get points for your role, but we'll come back to that. So who won the trial? Who's on prosecute? It was just Sean, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Sean got it.
So that's 5 points for that.
Good
and
job, Sean.
then we will do the rolls. So Nick got
Yeah,
fired
bravo,
from
sir.
fucking everything. So there's no points there. Sean is costume coordinator. You had a lot of stuff that you had to do. All of it. Costume coordinator, equipment manager, and what was the other one that you were?
Posture manager.
Posture manager. I'd say probably. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you a lot of points for that one. I'll give you 1 point for that because posture you never mentioned. Costume was
what?
just the beginning.
We just got a good posture.
You should have complimented people on their posture then. John, as the team leader, you did pretty good as that. I'm going to give you 5 points for that.
Or disagree. We failed everything we tried.
And then Nick, you were the happiness manager at the end. I'm going to give you 3 points for that. Because you did check in on people being that. Oh wait, I think I've had.
What about me?
Thing. Oh yeah, what was your job? Hygiene. Oh, you're
Everybody
getting 5 points for that. You mentioned that a lot.
Yeah.
Then, so each goal, 5 points for winning trial, killing paper cut in the fight. Nope. Each death -1. Secret society. All right, so all said and done. In first place is Sean with a whopping 1 point. John is in second place with a goose egg. David comes in third with -3, and Nick is at a -12 with multiple stuff. And
Love it.
Nailed his happiness before his own.
And that is Paranoia. So I'm going to go ahead and
We'll destroy ya.
kill the recording.